Why did he suddenly stop texting me? Here are some reasons why. It's time to help a lover out. Kindly give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. He stopped texting me out of nowhere. I thought we were getting along, but he stopped texting me all of a sudden. Should I text him again? How do I get him to text me back? A girl wrote me the above email about a guy she had been out with twice. I wish I could say it was an isolated case, but sadly, it has become very common for guys to stop texting girls without any warning or explanation. To be fair, women are guilty of doing the same, but this article will focus on why men stop texting women and what to do about it. While texting between two people of the opposite sex can help ignite a romance, it can also lead to heartbreak. Read on to discover what to do if a guy suddenly stops texting you, why they suddenly stop texting you, and if you should even want him to text you back. Picture the scene. You're getting to know a guy romantically, you like him, and he likes you. Perhaps you've already been on a few dates or you've arranged a date for the near future. You were texting every day, and now he's suddenly gone radio silent. What could this mean? He's dealing with a major change in his life. First things first, you can't just assume that the reason why he's disappeared off the face of the earth is because of you. For all you know, he could be dealing with a significant event in his life. Whether his grandma got sick or his mom needs help moving out of her latest boyfriend's house, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt to start with, as well as some time to come back to you. Unless it's been months since he was last in touch, of course, because that's another story. He moved and didn't tell you. Another reason why Sunny Jim has decided to abandon ship on the communication front might be because he had to unexpectedly leave the area. In this case, he was probably so busy dealing with logistics that it slipped his mind to pop you a message and let you know, and perhaps so much time has passed now that he thinks it's pointless getting in touch. I mean, for all he knows, you might not even remember him anyway. He decided to take a break from dating. Maybe the guy in question has been having some bad experiences with women and just decided to duck out from texting anybody without telling his current texting partners. Let's face it, guys hate confrontation, so this could be highly likely. He started dating someone else. I hate to break it to you, but one of the main reasons guys like to ghost girls like there's no tomorrow is because they've become temporarily distracted by someone else, who also wears a skirt. This sucks if this is the case, but it's quite common nowadays in the digital age where every woman is disposable at the click of a button. His ex is back on the scene. Similarly, perhaps your beau is currently dealing with ex drama that you just don't know about. In this case, he's focusing on her instead of you, which makes sense. I mean, women are the multitasking gender, not men, right? He's not sure whether he's feeling you anymore. Another brutally honest reason why he might not be texting you is that he no longer feels it between you guys. I know what you're thinking, how can he just change his mind overnight? But a guy's ability to change his mind at a moment's notice is one of life's great mysteries to women. Sorry. He considers you an option. If he's texting you loads 1 minute and then leaving it for weeks on end, this is usually because he doesn't see you as a serious romantic prospect. He thinks he can pick you up and drop you when he feels like it because it's a casual thing to him. Don't settle for being an opening act when you're the main event. He's texting multiple women. Likewise, he might be texting multiple women and he's overwhelmed himself for the time being. If he doesn't see a strong connection with you, he might be classing you as low on his priority list, hence the lack of contact. His plans have changed. Having said that, he might still like you, you never know. If you guys planned a date at a specific time, maybe he feels bad because he can no longer make that date and he just doesn't know how to tell you, whether this is because of work or other commitments. Either way, this would be a massive cop-out on his side. Honesty is always the best policy, in my opinion. You were coming on too strong. Finally, he might have decided to go AWOL because you were being really forward and perhaps he's not ready for a relationship or any kind of dating commitment right now. This is a common reason and completely not your issue, so don't feel bad about it if it turns out to be the case. Either way, you're not really going to know what's going on with him unless he replies, and there's a 50-50 chance of this happening. If you follow up and he ends up ghosting you, always remember, you don't want someone who's that flaky as your boyfriend anyway. What a lucky escape. What to do when he suddenly stops texting you. 15 rules to follow. 1. Do not blame yourself. The first thing you should remember when a guy stops texting you is that you should not take it personally. Do not even take it out on your phone by throwing it against the wall. It is not anybody's fault. The guy could also not be the one to blame. Remember that not everyone ignores texts. You have at one time or another forgotten to respond to a text. He could have been busy and forgot. Maybe that is why he is not texting you back. There are many reasons why he is not texting you back, but either way, you should not blame yourself. Do not start running scenarios in your head why he is not texting back. Just give it time and he will start texting you again. 2. Give the guy some space when a guy stops texting you. Do not continuously keep on texting him. Give him space because it could be exactly what he needs. He could be feeling overwhelmed from all the texting you did for weeks without a break. Ensure that the guy gets enough space to start missing you. Have some self-control and refrain from texting him. If he happens to start texting you from nowhere, do not ask him why he was silent or reply immediately. Take some time before you respond. Your delay will make him curious and want to continue texting you. 3. Ask the guy why he stopped texting. If you cannot move on with your life without knowing why a guy stopped texting you, just go ahead and ask him. You need to tread lightly when it comes to asking him. Just ask the guy in a polite and playful manner what made him stop texting you. It hurts when a guy ignores you, but it will hurt even more when he is repulsed by your rude behavior. Therefore, be nice if you want him to start texting you again. 4. Think about moving on. If it has been more than 2 weeks since he stopped texting you, then it is about time you started thinking about moving on. Do not get hung up on a guy who could have already forgotten about you or is taking you for granted. Consider moving on by putting yourself out there. There are many more guys out there who are willing to date and are up for texting you as often as you want. Try blind dates and online dating and you will forget him. 5. Keep yourself busy. One of the things you can do when a guy stops texting you is to distract yourself. Keep yourself busy so that you can forget about him. This is the time when you start following up on that show you missed or go to the gym as you had planned. Keep yourself busy with work or go out with your friends. With time, he might come out of nowhere and start texting you again. 6. Call him. There is something you should know about calling a guy who has stopped texting you. If you have been texting a guy several times without him texting back, do not call him. It is obvious he is ignoring you and it is guaranteed he will ignore your call. If you have texted him once and you have not received a reply within 2 days, then it is advisable to call him and find out what is going on. Ensure that you only call once to check up on him. Calling several times is much weirder than texting him a couple of times. The guy might be waiting for your call so he can start texting you again. 7. Do not ask his friends when a guy stops texting. Never try to reach out to his friends. It is wrong to think that you can call his friends out of nowhere and ask them why he is not texting you for weeks now. However, if you had become friends with one of his friends, you can ask him or her if he or she has been in contact with your guy. Remember not to keep your hopes up. There is a high probability that if he has not been texting you back for weeks, his friends may not be aware of it. 8. Do not text him continuously without a reply. It is never a good idea to keep on texting a guy continuously after he stopped texting you for weeks. It will make him think you are insecure and this is never a good look for you. You will appear desperate to him and it is always possible that he was just busy and did not get the time to text you back. If you have sent him 2 texts without a reply, just give him time. He will soon start texting you again when he gets the time. 9. Do not make accusations. When a guy stops texting you for weeks, do not panic and start making accusations. When you accuse him of something he did not do, it will spoil whatever connection you had with him. If you see him active on social media but he is not texting you back, do not start throwing accusations at him. You do not know the reason for his silence. This will just annoy him and chances of him texting you again will be slim to none. 10. Recall. If he had plans, you need to try to remember if he told you he is going to be busy at work and that is why he stopped texting you. You could have forgotten he told you he will be unavailable or he forgot to tell you. All you have to do is try to recall if he told you or is just avoiding you. If he had plans, then eventually he will be texting you again. 11. Know the 24-hour rule. When a guy stops texting you, it is hard to avoid the temptation of texting him. It is important to be cool and avoid texting him continuously. You do not know why he stopped texting you. Therefore, if you want him to start texting you again, just learn about the 24-hour rule. The 24-hour rule requires you to send only 1 text for 24 hours. It ensures you do not appear so desperate to the guy. You are allowed to send another text after 24 hours. If you text him several times without a reply, do not hold any hope of him texting you again. Just let him go. However, if he suddenly texts you out of nowhere and does not give a reason, be wary of him. You deserve to be with someone who will give you a solid reason for not texting you for weeks. 12. Accept that it happens to most women. However beautiful and desirable you are, you should know that many women like you have fallen prey to guys who stop texting them for weeks and then out of nowhere they reappear and start texting again. That is just how most guys are. Just know that you are not the only victim. It has happened to many women. You just have to learn how to cope with it. 13. Have the whatever attitude. The best thing you could for yourself is to have a whatever attitude. You should not concern yourself with why the guy is not texting you for weeks now. Have an attitude that if he wants to text you then he will do it. It is hard detaching yourself from such a stressful situation. However, it is important for you to have a whatever attitude or you might go crazy trying to figure out why he stopped texting you. You might be surprised to find him texting you out of nowhere, so stay calm. 14. Use other ways to reach out. When a guy suddenly stops texting you and you do not know what is wrong, you can try to reach him through other social media platforms. If you followed him on social media like Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, use them to find out what is going on. Ask him in a fun and polite way so that you do not appear like a stalker. You can try to send him a funny photo or video he likes, and when he responds, pick up from there. 15. Ignore him when he responds weeks later. When a guy stops texting you for weeks and then out of nowhere he texts trying to find out what you are up to, just ignore him. He just started texting you because his earlier plan of dating someone else did not work out. He is texting you again because you were his backup plan. Ignore him and do not let him take you for granted. You may not know why a guy has stopped texting you. The only thing you can do is to know how to deal with the situation. If you do not have the patience to wait for a guy to start texting you again, then move on. You deserve to be with someone who does not ignore you. Therefore, never settle for less. Have a guy suddenly stop texting you. What did you do? Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so I can continue making videos like this for you.